Hi everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Taking a very quick look here at Solana. So we're just going to touch mostly on liquidation, support and resistance zones, and just kind of best practice for situations like this when we have an Israeli war with Iran. That tends to throw things off on the market. So you can see it pretty clear as day. Why the heck did the price pull back? Well, that's all a fundamental catalyst there. Now, as far as Solana backend data, what we want to look at first is just kind of recognizing majority of liquidation has probably been swept, which it has. There it is. The last 7 days, everyone that took it long in the last 7 days with leverage pretty much got destroyed. Okay. Furthermore, we take a look here. 170, 180. Those two areas of resistance. I talked about that previously. Now, hindsight's 2020 would have been good to short that level, but Bitcoin had a lot of steam, a lot of momentum leading into that, and unfortunately we had a fundamental catalyst kind of screw things up. So this is just par for the course. This happens all the time. Trying to normalize it, so don't overthink it. If you had a bad trade, it happens, okay? And it's not probably wasn't you, unless you're just FOMOing in left and right and you're over trading. That's the biggest problem right there. I'm recommending generally right now that people just take a break for a minute. Bitcoin's probably going to rally back a little bit to its local resistance, potentially pull back over the weekend. Between now and then, just avoid trading. Nothing wrong with that. You literally, nobody's ever been hurt by not trading, okay? Anyways, having said that, 4 billion in liquidation, short delta is still here. So this does imply that short squeeze could happen here soon. Bitcoin continues to push towards 106 to 107K, which I'm presuming will happen. Then we might see some shorts start to dissipate here, but it does not imply you should take a long right now just because we're seeing a dead cat bounce or like a relief rally. It's just not really the sensible thing to do. Regarding sensibility, open interest does kind of give us some of that here, where we can see 155 is that point of control here locally. So price action recovers to 155. We could very well see the price action either reject out there or squeeze through that level to squeeze out some shorts. But 155 is kind of that local point of control there, or open interest area. They're in a lot of ways one and the same. Now take a look here from the daily time frame. It's pretty much a mess. We are under all moving averages. 160 once more rearing its ugly head there. That's that local resistance range for us. So 160. Between 160 and 155, we should experience some slowing pressure. In other words, the price will probably slow down if it comes up to that. Keep in mind, a lot of it hinges on Bitcoin. It's just kind of a mess right now. Once more, don't consider trading for a little while, but resistances are above us now, not supports below us, right? So we have more reasons to be cautious leading into those kind of areas. All that said, daily time frame looks very terrible here as well. Money flow index is high, but that's going to give you a weird indication here on a day like today, just based on the simple fact that we had a significant amount of outflow and the bottom was bought, right? So a pretty significant amount of buying pressure between 140 and 145. If we zoom out and we kind of look, we saw a lot of support there at 142 range. So 142, I would say, is our local bottom. The likelihood of going below that is lower, but it's also quite high considering Bitcoin just needs to have one more little push down, and I think Solana will probably run a little bit further. Anyways, the whole point I mentioned this is just to be cautious and careful right now. I don't know. I don't see the infatuation with just like over trading. Some people just have to do it. I know there's missed opportunities, but it's going to happen every single second of every single day. So when we get a fundamental catalyst like we saw, just wait for the right opportunity. And the opportunities aren't here yet. In other words, if you're going to consider a short at 155 to 160, that's an obvious area of confluence above the price action, right? It's not just because there's a golden pocket on the Fibonacci retracement, right? Like that doesn't matter too much. Some people put too much emphasis on that. It's like, oh yeah, Elliott wave, wow, good stuff. You're always going to be right if you provide 50 different possible scenarios, right? So what I'm getting at here is trade with logic and make sure you trade with confluence, okay? So confluence right now, we know for Solana is 150 to 160 range, right in that little area, specifically 155 to 160. If we get above that, it may be worth considering a long between now and then. Keep your longs tight if you're going to take one, and just recommend not doing so in the first place. Simple as that. All right, anyways, I'll post a playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord here shortly. Of course, that'll always be available for you. I post those basically before you watch this, and hope it serves benefit for you. It's all available here for you if you'd like to check it out. So hope you have a good rest of your day. Thanks again so much for your time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.